So on this channel, I've talked a lot about my ex-wife, a covert narcissist, and the assault and battery that has taken place as far as the abuse I endured from her. Now, she always tried to set things up, hoping that somehow I'd put my hand up to block her so she could say, "I'm calling the police." Call the cops on me for battery. And a lot of people were waiting for it. One day after she attacked me, she said, "I'm calling the police." Call the cops, lied. And that's really terrible. She's a horrible, disgusting, evil, evil person. But this doesn't misconstrue my sense of justice. Now, in that case, it is terrible. Yes, she belongs in jail for what she did, because she needs to learn her lesson. Especially when it comes to falsifying police reports or lying on police reports and stuff like that, that's very serious. But in other areas of her life, such as her trust being stolen by her cousin that her mother left for her, a man who's a millionaire, who stole her millions of dollars in trust funds and got away with destroying everything in the house in the trust, such as her house. He got away scot-free. I'm not sure what it is, but free and clear. And the judicial system let it happen and even covered for him to make sure that there is no way she could sue him. But today, if I were to win the lottery, I would throw $5 million her way. And that has to do with the trust money that was stolen from her. Because even though she's a terrible person, and there's a lot of evil, she deserves a lot of bad things, she deserves a lot of stuff, bad stuff to happen to her in her life. She really does, more than the average person, because she's just so terrible and nasty towards innocent people. Very disgusting person. But in a separate case, that was her mother who left that money for her in the form of, not death insurance. What do they call the death insurance? You always call it the opposite. Life insurance. And because her cousin stole it from her, I would put money towards prosecution against him and prosecution against the attorneys that were supposed to help my, at the time, wife, and instead helped him get away with it. And I would investigate I would request a full investigation from a reputable company to look into the ethical commission or committee of Indiana that is taking under the table payments to protect those attorneys from people like me. I've sent in reports of judges who are doing things like human trafficking and attorneys that were working with the other side to screw their clients so they can get a payment under the table. And I got notified that the ethical committee, the one that is supposed to go after attorneys and the one that's supposed to go after judges, took a payment under the table to protect them from me instead. And that they were looking to assassinate me and that I had to stop. And sure enough, those reports were buried, no actions were taken. And that was enough proof to know that that was a very serious threat against me. So even though my ex-wife did those things to me, she deserves the very worst in life. Truly the very, very worst. In separate cases, I would still want justice. Even if she doesn't receive or face justice herself. In other cases, even though she would benefit and never learn her lesson for the evil she does, and for her victims to have justice, I would still want justice on other people who did evil, even if they did evil against her. And this is why it's so important to not have a misconstrued sense of justice, is because you always go after the person that did the evil against the other person, even though that person, the victim, might be evil as well. The whole point is to get everyone to get the good that comes to them they deserve, and the justice that comes to them of which they deserve. But never allow narcissistic people or evil people to change your sense of justice into the sense of revenge. And also don't get revenge and justice mixed up. I remember in Batman, the first one, Bruce wanted justice for the man who killed his parents. And then the girl slaps him and says that justice is revenge. It's like, ooh, that's scary. That's scary. Never get justice confused with evil when it is something that is implemented for the better of all good, for evil to learn not to cause harm on others. Never believe that that's wrong. So, justice and revenge are two very clear, very obvious things. And we see today that through social media and movies and stuff like that, they make us think that stopping evil is somehow evil itself and not justice. Never get to that point, please. Always look at each case with each person according to what it is, and don't allow people to change your morality into a vigilante evil to go after someone who doesn't deserve it. And don't let it allow it to screw you up or change your mind into thinking that someone who does deserve it in order to stop evil and letting them continue to do evil. That is ridiculous to think that that somehow is revenge. It simply isn't. But that's all. Don't allow people, these narcissistic people in your life or through media or the media they create, to change your sense of common sense of good and evil and justice. That's going to have to do with your integrity and how you make decisions in your life. And if any type of religion is true, we will have to pay the consequences for our decisions when we die, especially if the Bible's true. Our actions are almost the only thing that matters when it comes to what the Bible says. And a lot of people misshape that and make it seem like your actions don't matter. Your actions don't matter. Your actions matter first. Whether you believe in God or not, your actions, when we read the Bible, is what comes first. So don't let these other fake religions fool you, and don't allow anyone to change your mind on the common sense of right and wrong, morality, justice versus revenge.